The world kind of sucks and life is kind of crappy, so let's talk about it for a little bit. Oh boy, it's been a hot minute since I've recorded anything for this channel or uploaded anything to this channel. Uh, I don't know what to say about it except for the fact that like YouTube be YouTube, man. I don't know. I don't exactly know what this channel is going to become or be in the future. I don't even know what this video is going to be, if I'm being honest. Basically, I just got just got a burr up my ass and decided I wanted to record a video and put it on my what used to be my main channel. If you're new here, if you clicked on this video and if you made it through this first little section here, welcome. I'm Josh Bearheart Hawk. The channel that you are currently watching this video on is an old channel that I've had for years. It's been through a million iterations. It's got a lot of different stuff on it. I've got some stuff that goes back to 2022. There might even be something from before then. I can't remember exactly, but essentially I started back in the day on YouTube trying to make something, right? I wanted to grow a channel. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to get my name out there. I didn't even really know exactly how or what was up with all of it. But I decided that I was going to make a YouTube channel and put some videos out in the world. I did some photography stuff for a while. I sat in cemeteries and chatted with people about random topics. I've done some vlog style videos sitting in my house. I've gone on traveling type of stuff. I've done stories and fictional, the gamut. I've run the gamut. There's even gaming content on this channel. And if you're watching this on the day of upload or maybe sometime in the future, as of recording right now, a couple hours ago, I put a whole bunch of stuff that was public or that was private and unlisted, and I just made it all public. And that might seem like a crazy thing to do on YouTube because the secret to growing on YouTube is to have a massive amount of luck and to be able to upload something that makes sense that people can people are interested in. And having a whole bunch of random shit isn't really good for that. But I don't really care about growing this channel anymore. I don't care about growing this. I don't care if this video gets 1 million views or 10 views or 0 views. Like, I'm just going to start uploading things on this channel because I need an outlet that is not quite as scripted and put together as I have another channel called Lost in Games where I dive into the philosophical and ethical and historical implications and things from video games. And that's a lot of fun. I enjoy that a lot. And I like to teach and I like to try and bring a light into the world, especially now with how dark things are. But that channel is very scripted, very put together. And while I am starting to kind of branch out a little bit with some streaming and whatnot, it's still not where I want to be, if that makes sense. So what I plan on using this channel for in the future and moving forward is just to kind of chat about random shit, whatever's on my head. You know, whether it's it could be politics, religion, it could be the news, it could be gaming stuff, a place I went that I didn't like or did like, or it could be any number of random things. And if you're cool with that, and if you want to stick around for that, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to fault you for that. Although you're braver than me, because if I came across some random dude on the internet that was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Just, I don't think I would stick around, but hey, to each their own. I'm going to try to do my best to share a little bit about myself on this. I've already shared a little bit of my background, but I figured I'd go ahead and talk a little bit about who I am. You see the hat. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I served in Iraq in 2011. I was in 6 years total, 3 years on active duty, 3 years in the Guard, the Ohio National Guard. So I've got a little bit of experience from a couple of different angles. And realistically, part of the reason why I bring that up and talk about that is because the world right now is it's a hellhole. Things are falling apart and going crazy. And there's a lot of people that are pissed off at each other for really stupid reasons. There's wars, there's people blowing each other up, there's because people can't just get along and be kind to one another. So first, as somebody who has served their country, as somebody who has stereotypically, I would be somebody. I went to a military museum the other day, and I was there with my wife. It was the second time I'd been there. It was the first time for her. We walked through and we got to see a little bit of the history and stuff. They got some really cool stuff there. But I was talking to the guy at the front gate or at the front door before we left, and he felt the need to start talking about illegal immigration. And he had watched the State of the Union, and he said, you know, I saw the State of the Union. They had this little girl that was hit and killed by this illegal that couldn't speak English. And what I wanted to say to him was, shut the hell up, because you're wrong about a lot of things. But what I said instead was, people do that. People, American citizens who were born here, who speak English very well, get drunk and get behind the wheel and crash into people. People are stupid. They make really stupid choices and they do stupid things, and accidents happen. And you cannot take one little thing, and you can't take a small segment of a population and say, well, this person did this thing, they're part of this group, therefore the whole group is bad, because that leads to some really bad things. I didn't extrapolate on that with him, because right after I told him that, you know, a lot of people do it, I wasn't accepting his narrative. He was like, oh, okay, well, have a good day. You know, he was fine. You know, he was trying to push me out the door at that point. And it frustrated me, because the world we live in right now, it doesn't have to be as bad as it is. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to hate each other. We don't have to treat each other like shit. You know, there is a lot of information, statistics and stuff out there to debunk a lot of claims. But the fact of the matter is, we don't have to act the way we act towards each other. We can be kind. We can be nice. We can do good things. You know, that's what I've tried to do for years on YouTube, is share a positive message and share good things. There's videos on my channel going back to the election of 2024 and beyond, talking about politics and talking about how certain things were, you know, we needed to avoid doing certain things. We needed to try to be good to each other. So I want to get that out there. I want to talk about that kind of stuff, and I want to make this channel a different outlet for me for that. Other than my military service, I'm married. I've got 3 kids. My oldest is in Iraq, not in Iraq right now. Not that she won't be, but she's in South Korea right now. She joined the Army. She wanted to follow in my footsteps. So the last couple of years for me, outside of the stuff that I uploaded some videos like a year and a half ago on this channel, I was trying to do some like more history type of stuff, and some, to be honest, Legends and Tales that I was doing on this channel was a lot of fun. I enjoy that. I love going through history and talking about things, but it was just too time consuming, too expensive as far as what I needed to put in time wise and financially and stuff to be able to continue doing it without making any money on it. So I kind of stopped, especially because my other channel kind of took off and I started making money on it. Full disclosure. But anyway, my son, who is 15, he'll be 16 this year. A couple years ago, he went through some shit. He was in the hospital for pneumonia. It got real bad. Basically, one of his lungs was completely collapsed. The other one was on the verge, like real close to being fully collapsed. They had to go in. They had to do a surgery and put a tube in his chest. He was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, got out, and then a few months later, the scarring hadn't gone away like it was supposed to. So he had to go back in and have another surgery to get rid of the scarring. And they didn't even think he was going to make it through that surgery. So we thought we were going to lose him last year. And thankfully he made it through, and everything went as good as it possibly could have gone. So I had to go through that emotionally. And then last summer I found out that I had a nodule on my thyroid, which isn't necessarily an uncommon thing. You know, it's 15 to 20% of the population have nodules on their thyroids that they don't know about. Mine, they wound up doing a check on it, and it is there's a good chance it's either cancer or going to become cancer. The results of the test that they did were kind of inconclusive, but they're monitoring it. So I might have to deal with that at some point. But it kind of put things into perspective for me because so much stuff has happened in the last few years. And between my son almost dying, my oldest daughter going into the military, going through basic training, AIT, being stationed in Korea, me getting finding out about a potential that I might have cancer. Like, so many things have happened, and to top it all off, like, things haven't been as good as I was hoping that they would be for me career wise. I got laid off a few years ago from the job that I was working. I was kind of starting to hate the industry I was in anyway, which is what led me to starting on YouTube, which is led me to eventually going through a million iterations of this channel and then getting to where I'm at with Lost in Games. And for me, I'm at the breaking point of my life. I am at the point where I'm like, if I'm lucky, I've got 30, if I'm very lucky, 40 years left. I've got fewer years ahead of me than I have behind me at this point. And I want to leave a positive mark on the world. I want to do good things. I want to leave a legacy that is going to outlive me when I'm gone. I want to leave something behind that's going to not only maybe help somebody at some point. Maybe somebody will see something that I've put out and they're going through a rough time, or they're unsure about something and something helps them. But I also want to leave something behind to say I was here. I think all of us kind of want that in a particular way. It's a human thing. You go back to like the pyramids of Egypt, and you had the pharaohs that were like, hey, I'm going to leave my mark right here. I'm going to make all these people build this thing for me. We all want to leave something to show that we were here, even if it's only for a little while, because you're never really dead and forgotten until the last person speaks your name. So I want to leave something behind that is going to maybe help that go for a while. And I've written some books. I don't have one with me at the moment. They're behind me on the shelf over there, but I've written some books. So those are out there. I've put out some YouTube videos. I've put some writings. I've got a blog. I'm working on a memoir. It's called it's called Bullets and Burn Pits, and I'm a little bit behind on it. I'm trying to get it out by I turned 40 in 2 months, so I'm trying to get it out before I turn 40, if I can. We'll see how things go. But so I've got all of that. That's a lot, really. I seriously, I don't think anybody is going to watch this whole thing, but that's the whole thing, is like, this isn't for most people. This is for me. This is another outlet for me, because I'm a very creative person, but I'm on the spectrum. That might be obvious if you watch enough of my content. I am what used to be considered, I've got Asperger's, which is on the autism spectrum. And so I see the world in a very different way. I have a serious problem with anytime I see anything that's wrong or seems like an injustice. And I don't just mean big things. I mean little things. I'll be going through the Walmart parking lot, and I don't know if all Walmarts are like this, but our Walmart has the slanted parking spots. So it's one way for most of the lanes. There's some lanes that are two ways and they're a little bit wider. Most lanes are not wider and they are one way. And I will get angry when I see somebody going the wrong way, because I see that as, well, what if they hit somebody? What if, somebody doesn't expect to see somebody coming up this way? It's a one-way thing. It's that kind of stuff that gets me, right? And so for me, this is just another way to get stuff out there and to talk about things and get things off my chest and out of my mind, because honestly, I have so much up here. I have so much stuff that I just need to get out. And if I don't get it out, I'm going to explode. And in the past, I have always been afraid of doing that kind of thing on this channel in particular, because I was always trying to grow this channel. I was always trying to make this channel into something. I wanted to make money on YouTube doing this. And honestly, that's very, very difficult. Commentary style channels and just sitting down in front of the camera style channels, there are so many of them, and it is so hard to get seen. You have to do something very, very niche, and you have to get very, very lucky if you ever want to make money. And this is not niche. This is not something that people are going to watch, right? If you're still watching at this point, hats off to you. You've stuck around longer than most people would tolerate, especially in this day and age where like most people's attention spans are short, right? We've got so much content out there. There's so much AI shit that's taking over. And to be honest, that's another thing that a whole nother video, I'm sure, but like just so much. And sometimes it's overwhelming. And sometimes to the point where I just can't take it anymore. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. So, you know, maybe somebody else watching this video is like, oh, I see where you're coming from. If that's the case and you feel like subscribing and you want to watch a channel that may or may not be consistent with uploads on a regular basis, hey, cool. You're awesome. Subscribe, like the video, all that kind of stuff, because honestly, I don't expect anybody to even see this. Honestly, I'm going to upload it probably a little bit after I get done recording it here. It's 8:27 a.m. on March 3rd, 2026. So we'll see how long it takes me to check this out. I like to put it through I've got DaVinci Resolve that I use for editing. So I like to put it in there just to kind of like check anything and cut anything out if I need to. I don't think I'll need to for this one. And honestly, most of these videos are going to be pretty unedited, pretty raw. Just because I don't really care anymore about growing on this channel. I just want an outlet. So that's probably enough for now. I don't even know what else I would want to talk about for this. I just wanted to get it out there and kind of reset, use it as a hard channel reset in a lot of ways, so that going forward, like this is mostly what this channel is just going to be, is just me ranting in front of the camera. So if you like that, like I said, subscribe, like the video. Yeah, I don't have an outro or a way to end this other than just to say, you know, have a great day, and I will see you later, maybe. Bye.